Hi. So before becoming a victim of the fraud that is generally played by the landlord, builder and the developer, we must understand about what happens between landlord, builder, developer. What is the contents of the agreement that is entered between the landlord, builder, developer? Landlord is a person who gives the land to the builder or the developer. Builder is the one who constructs, and the developer is the one who develops the property. Generally, builder and developer are one and the same. Rarely, builder is different. In fact, developer himself will give subcontract to some construction guys so that they become the builders here. But law provides very categorically that there should be a landlord, there should be a builder, there should be a developer, and there should be a structural engineer. That is a technical team. And all these four people are liable if something happens to the apartment. So now, how the shares are distributed between the builder and the developer and the landlord. If the property value, if the land value, open market value of the land is high, generally the property will be used only for commercial purpose. Now, when a property is constructed for the commercial purpose, unlike residential purpose, the cost of construction is low. So therefore, in a commercial property, the landlord gets more share unlike a residential property. For example, if the land value is 100 rupees and the construction value is 50 rupees, and if there are 10 apartments in that complex, landlord gets around 6 to 7 apartments and the builder gets the remaining. So that's how it is shared based on the value of the land. Total 10 apartments, landlord will be getting 6 plus and the builder will be getting 3 plus. This is how it is shared. If it is a residential property, then landlords gets less, builder gets more, sometimes it is 50-50. Now, what is the agreement? What are the contents of the agreement? There will be a development agreement between the landlord and the builder developer. Law says it must be registered, but rarely it is registered. And now problems come up. And when problems come, landlord, builder, developer hides those problems. Why problems come? Problems in a development agreement comes up frequently because all the builders operate in two schemes: sell and build or build and sell. Almost all the builders construct in the first scheme, which is sell and build. That is, they don't invest a single rupee from their pocket. Everything they collect from the market. They enter a development agreement with the landlord. For that, they don't need to invest even a single rupee. After that, they collect the advance amount from the customers that they are developing this project, they are launching this project. And then they collect the advance money from the customers. And with that advance money, they construct. So this is the concept of sell and build. Unlike the other concept is build and sell. Their builder has to invest every piece of rupee. Now, this is not business. You must do business without a single rupee from your pocket. Then only you are a businessman. Otherwise, you are not a businessman. So therefore, very rarely, build and sell concept is precedent to service. Regularly, sell and build concept plays an important role in the or is available in the market. Now, when it is a sell and build process, absolutely there could be problems because everything does not go as planned, because money has to come from the customer, then only builder will be able to construct the apartment. So problems are of many kinds. I will not say how the problems will come in such kind of agreements, development agreements, but there could be two possibilities in order not to become a victim. One is you could be already a party to the development agreement. You might have already paid some advance and builder is not giving you possession and you are suffering. And the second is you wanted to purchase directly an apartment. in a ready to sell concept. That is, you might be purchasing an apartment from the leftover apartments, or some apartments which are not compliant with Vastu, or some apartments which the builder or the owner might have held for their personal purpose. You might be purchasing from that part. So if you are trying to purchase from the first part, or if you are trying to purchase from the last part of the complex, you will never know what are the problems that are involved pending between the landlord and the builder developer. What are the precautions you must take in order not to become a victim of that fraud is the topic of this video. It's very simple. Get your apartment registered by the landlord, builder and the developer. If builder and developer are one and the same, then check the permission proceedings. It should be clearly written in the permission proceedings that builder and the developer are one and the same. If that is the case, then get it registered with the builder developer and the owner. Builder may say that it is not, I'm not having any right to register this property because this apartment doesn't fall in my share. Or owner may claim that it doesn't fall in his share. Therefore, builder to register the property, builder is sufficient. But don't buy that idea of the builder. Whatsoever builder says, if you are buying from the share of the owner or if you are buying from the share of the builder, insist for both the signatures. Insist for the signature of both the persons. Because whenever you are buying an apartment, you must not forget that you will be getting a constructed apartment and undivided share in the land. Very rarely people notice that they get an undivided share of land. Suppose if 10 apartments are constructed in 500 square yards, you get an apartment and also 50 square yards of undivided share of land. That share of land will be useful after 100 years when the apartment collapses or the life of the apartment is finished. Then all these 10 apartment holders will become the landlords of that apartment. So that's how you not only buy an apartment, you buy an undivided share in the apartment. So therefore, landlord is 100% liable, though they might have written an agreement, the development agreement, which might have been registered also, saying that there is no need for landlord to sign in the registered document. To foresee all the problems that may come up in the future, insist for the signature of the landlord, builder, developer. So tomorrow you can claim any sort of damage, though there will not be any consideration going to landlord or the developer. If you are insisting for their signatures, for the signatures of all the three parties, then you will be in a safe position. Law permits all the three parties to come forward and register as vendors. They may say that they have no right to register, but remember, registration is not title. That is the law in India. Therefore, mere registration doesn't give you title. Registration along with possession, consideration, etc. will only give you title of the property. So therefore, if you take this precaution, then you will not be a victim of the builder, developer, landlord fraud. Hope I am clear. Thank you. Thanks for watching. If you have any doubts, kindly comment.